Alright guys, welcome to Red's Resort. Now, before we begin, let me just preface a little. I don't do drama. Inside my head there's a lot of drama about whatever CIG is getting up to at least. And besides the odd satirical jab here and there in my videos, I normally don't say anything. But I've had this idea knocking around in my head for a while called Full Spectrum Warriors. And it's just me reading through some stuff on Spectrum and having a bit of a laugh about it and, you know, a bit of discussion and so forth. Giving you some of my honest opinions. Now, obviously you can feel free to disagree, agree, enthusiastically disagree, whatever you like. You can rage and rant in the comments, you can call me a shill or a white knight, it's all good. You can do whatever you like. This isn't really a serious show. To celebrate getting to 10,000 subscribers, we're giving away an Asperia Talon with LTI. To win that Talon, all you have to do is answer the question, what is your favourite ship skin in Star Citizen? I'll pick a winner in about a week's time, and I'll announce that in an upcoming video. Okay, Full Spectrum Warriors. Let's see what we've got here. You were supposed to destroy them, not join them. Like, let's just go see what this is. Xenos, CIG, what has happened to your vision? You keep presenting yourself like you're building some fully immersive next-gen mechanics. But all I hear during today's SCL is, well, we are going to implement decades old and in many cases outdated solutions. Common, rare, super rare and legendary loot. Where is your skill-based game grounded in believable universe? This isn't Diablo. Shiny loot boxes so the player knows it contains something valuable. Is this Legend of Zelda? And do you think the players are this dumb? Sorry, I've got a really squeaky chair. Loot rooms that look like loot rooms from your childhood games. Where is your living, breathing universe where stuff is supposed to make sense? There shouldn't be any loot rooms at all that just exist to hold valuable stuff to find. Right, I see where this is going. Yeah, so in the SEL they mentioned that there would be, you know, super rare freaking glowing loot boxes and stuff that would contain legendary loot, and they mentioned loot rooms, right? Exactly what he said. And I think this guy's got a point. Out of the two, I would prefer it was just realistic. In fact, if I do this series for any length of time, you're going to notice that that's probably what I'll tend towards most of the time. If it's more realistic, I find it more engaging. I don't mind there being certain loot boxes in certain locations that have a higher chance of spawning some epic legendary loot. That's totally fine. But this guy's right. This is pandering to... how do you say this without offending anybody? This is pandering to maybe a more arcadey, sort of younger even demographic. I mean, I like a shiny loot box as much as anybody, don't get me wrong. But in Star Citizen, it would kind of feel a bit wrong. But then, I guess the counterpoint to that would be 100 realistic shoe boxes all filled with trainers that you don't want, and respecting people's time. Like, shiny loot's in this fucking box here, guys, just grab it and go. Like, you know, possibly, but even from like a general gaming perspective, I would rather not know anything about what was in a box before I opened it. I don't mind them separating out like ammo and gun crates and armor boxes and stuff like that, that's fine. This guy says 3 words that drove this project were supposed to be diegetic, systemic and fidelity. Turns out those are hard and they decided copying World of Warcraft is easier. Anyway, let's move on. Looks like there's another one there. The whole epic legendary loot nonsense gives me the ick. I'm disappointed by the earning in the verse. Yeah. I'm not reading all of that. Sorry dude, whoever you are. Possible cheaters exploiting Valakar at Lazarus Complex. Spawning off ship in front of Valakar. Interesting. This is why I wanted self-hosted private servers. Oh, so this is about a guy wanting to make sure that the game can't die. This is that stop killing games thing. He wants to be able to run it offline, locally, basically. I mean, that's fair enough. I thought he was wanting PvE servers for a second there. Thought we were going to have to get into the thick of it there. Happy to avoid that one, but yeah, I'm not up for that at all. About consoles and CIG. Don't forget how you got started, how you were funded, who wanted you first, who had faith in you all these years. I submit a reminder. The original Star Citizen crowdfunding pitch. Yeah, the potential for Star Citizen to go to consoles is deeply concerning to me. and it's always a compromise. It's always a compromise. Like, I don't want to have... This game shouldn't be about compromise. And I get it. Obviously, there will be compromises. But compromising the game's integrity itself just to shoehorn it onto a console and make it run on a pad and, you know, all the slowdown and simplifying of mechanics and stuff like that just feels like a sellout move, to be honest. I really hope that's not the case, even though I'm pretty sure that that is what's happening. Corsair WTF. Okay, you kind of fixed the nose gun thing, but now, whoa, the incoming nerf is crazy. When the player base said heavy fighters shouldn't feel like the Connie Corsair, well, you missed the point. So yeah, those ships are getting slowed down quite a chunk, I'm pretty sure. Personally, I'm okay with that. It's sad, but I guess I just don't have enough time in my life to be outraged about every single thing. And I mean, I fly a Connie constantly. Like, I am PvE bounties non-stop, and I'm always on a Phoenix. Or I have been for at least 2 patches. But hearing that it's getting made slower and turn rates and things like that, I think it's turn rates, I still sort of think it'll be fine. You know, still be able to do PvE. So, I'm not too worried. Unless I can't do PvE, then I'll be absolutely freaking raging. What else have we got? There's somebody asking for a binocular tool. I'm pretty sure that's been responded to in the past. I think that's in the works, but just not anytime soon. Steal everything off a player exploit and armistice. Are you even trying anymore, CIG? Well, I'm pretty sure that wasn't intentional. Floof butt. No. Narc helic. Floof butt. But yeah, that is pretty rough. The cheating right now is pretty rough. To be honest, I expected more noise to be getting made about duping and the new referral ladder and stuff. You know, 50 referrals for a freaking street sweeper. It's like 40 referrals for a Gladius, even though the last ladder was 10 for a Gladius. But yeah, I think as soon as people seen the ladder, they just went, yeah, anyway. Typical CIG move right there. I mean, 1 to 10 looks kind of cool, looks statues and stuff like that, but, you know, there should have been something better in there. Because your average person, you know, you're lucky if they're going to get up to 5. And like 3 of them will be themselves. So, you know, the bigger reward should be at the bottom. Because it's probably harder to do. I mean, I'm not saying you should get a freaking Idris for 5 referrals, but something half decent, like a freaking a Razor or something. Like 5 referrals is like 250 quid or more, potentially thousands more. Like, honestly, more physical loose loot, not less. Bro really enjoys server performance, so this guy's just wanting lootable items just lying around. I mean, sure, that would be awesome, but I don't think that's going to happen, buddy. Just for performance reasons alone, I can't see that happening. In fact, there was a CitizenCon a couple of years back where it was Chris Roberts banging on about going round and touching everything and picking everything up. Wonder if that'll still happen. Of course, then you would need to put some sort of sticky grid in place, right? That prevents physics from doing physics things. Which also got spoken about at a different CitizenCon when they were talking about base building and how you'd be able to just place things wherever you want. So maybe. Because I think that's half the issue, right? If you can lock an item in place, it probably doesn't have such a significant physics cost. As someone who doesn't want PvE only servers, I think rampant cheating will create a flood of people wanting PvE more than ever. I mean, yeah, totally, but I think CIG possibly have a financial incentive to really keep on top of this. Although you wouldn't think it with the rampant selling of UEC online and stuff. I'm fairly confident one day CIG will just say, yeah, that's enough of that. If anybody's selling UEC, it's gonna be us. Which is something to look forward to. New referral ladder letdown, here we go. Just some observations. Legacy, 0 to 2, nothing. Is that right? You got nothing for 1 referral? Really? Bulldogs and Gimbals, Grey Cat Buggy at 5. Now, I don't know when the last time you used the PTV was, by the way, but that thing is fire. Like, absolutely fire. I think they tuned it for that racetrack, and it feels great these days. And a fish tank, and then 10 was the Gladius. Alright, so under 74, so there was a few steps there, and it was all stuff for Arena Commander, which you actually unlock in the live game, by the way. Yeah, not a lot of people realise that, but I got to one of these steps. That's where I am just now, around one of those steps, and I think it was the racing one, and you just get the ships in the live version of the game. It's maybe changed after this thing happened. I would need to check. But yeah, I just had 3 racing ships one day, so that was cool. And an improved ladder, 1 armour set, 2 a gun, 3 a model of a Gladius, 4 the pulse in game. I mean, that's kind of cool. But that should be like number 1. 5 a gun. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 25 all useless statues. 25! Like, holy shit. Like, I've been doing YouTube for about 3 years now, I think. And that was a fucking grift, like, getting to that. And I'm only now hitting about here. And that's like, well, 10,000 freaking subscribers. So hitting that as your average Joe is pretty much a non-starter, really. Like, the fact that that's even a Gladius is just a shame. Because I mean, a lot of people have been playing this game for years and years and years, and they might have made it up to 10 and got a Gladius. And now the first decent ship on the new ladder is a Gladius as well, and it's at 42. Like, fuck me. Executive 890 jump. Okay. Talk to me, brother, talk to me. Afternoon CIG, here is a skin design for you. The Executive 890 jump skin. Sell this for $100. Okay, bro. God damn! Oh my god. It's a little bit too much for me. I mean, you tone that gold down a little and it would be just right, I think. You know what would be cool actually? A Wicklow, you know, like a rose gold. You know how they did the colours of the updated Merchantman? That sort of shit. Oh my god. That would be fantastic. You know what, I might actually steal that and use it as a thumbnail. Get all you guys to click the video. I know you will. That is epic though, dude. Always love it when fans design their own skins. Leaked screenshot of new cooperative zones. Okay, buddy. Oh, I think he thinks this is going to be in like open world, but it will be instanced. Be like under area 18 in the sewers or some shit. Yeah, it'll be instanced, dude. You won't be able to infiltrate that. And like this guy says, turn it into a meat grinder. That would maybe make it more interesting though. The Reclaimer's getting Salvage Nerfed again. That was actually pretty good and a good spot, I thought. Oh, they took it down by 35% again. The efficiency of the extraction. Why? Yeah, never mind. I've no idea where it was at before it got buffed, to be honest. So I don't know if that's worse than it originally was, or if it's still slightly better, I'm not sure. But that guy's right, that meme is right. I don't co-op missions because I'm too greedy. A terribly poor experience. I check in every now and then to see the progress and try a gameplay loop or two. Tried some FPS combat tonight in the contested zones. Didn't really run into many players, though when I did, it was clearly shoot first, ask questions later type of deal. I'm not sure why you're surprised at that. Here's what I did run into. Fuses not being able to be placed indoors, that's part of the contested zones, I think, to force players down different routes, at least sometimes. Enemies respawning behind and on top of me. Yeah, that's pretty shit when that happens. Unable to loot in a timely manner, shows up delayed if at all, and sometimes shows up after walking away. Oh man, dude, this is my biggest problem with the entire game. I could go on Star Citizen and have a great night, most nights these days, but when it comes to the 4 or 5 second delay just trying to pick something up off the ground or slide something onto your body and then it just rubber bands back, or you bring up a gun and then it turns into a med pen or just disappears, doesn't reload. Oh, it is the gnashing of teeth. Character randomly falling over and taking forever to stand up. Yeah, there are some animations in the game that are just like, what? The worst one is in the Connie when you're running through the ship, and you F-click the door, but he slowly turns round and starts climbing into bed really slowly. So I'll just, like, I know you're getting shot at right now, buddy, but I have decided I am going for a little lie down. I am tired. And you're like that, click, 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 click. Get up, get up, get up. And he's like, in fact, on second thoughts, mate, I'm going to get up. I'm going to do some stretches. Pops down on the floor, does some fucking yoga for 10 minutes. And it's like, bro, honest to God. Character having zero sense of urgency in any scenario when performing actions. Super cumbersome inventory experience, especially in regards to equipable consumables. Yep. My weapon disappearing or flying across the room when attempting to store it. Yep. Inventory showing different items each time it's opened. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I lost like a pair of legs and a helmet the other night. And I stopped and I ran all the way back to the chest to see if they had rubber banded back in the chest, and they weren't there. And I was like, ah, right, great. That's just great. Yeah, like 15 minutes later, they just appeared in my backpack. Armor boxes being used in front of keycard doors to just glitch through the door. Weapon switching not working. Unable to shoot weapons that show ammo still in the magazine. Unable to reload weapons. Unable to get into mobi-glass. That one, I've never had that one. Stuck inspecting items. My body and loot disappearing after finally overcoming many of the aforementioned issues and arriving back on the scene. Bro had an absolute freaking nightmare. Yeah. I played for 4.5 hours, switched servers, overcame the obstacles, accomplished next to nothing, and can honestly say I'm pissed the fuck off with this game. It just wasn't fun or rewarding. Bro, yeah. We have this. We have this sometimes. Not all the time, to be fair, but there's a little of it most nights, isn't there? Every now and again you just get absolutely clusterfucked. Year of stability and playability. Okay, I think that's enough salt for one day. I don't know what the point of this video was. I might never do this again. That was, we are definitely in the bowels here. And normally I like to try and drag some positivity back into you guys. But anyway, that was Full Spectrum Warriors. And it was more or less just an excuse to get the giveaway out the door. So don't forget to enter that. Also, you may have noticed, but recently the channel got hacked and was completely taken offline at one point. I just want to apologise for that. There was some Trump crypto scam running a live stream from my channel for about 3 stinking days. It was an absolute nightmare, so apologies if you had to put up with that. I really hope it didn't catch anybody out. Obviously everything is resolved and we're all back to normal now. It was an experience, let's say, to put it mildly. But thank you to everybody who reached out, seen it, knew something was wrong and just wanted to give me a heads up. I appreciate that. And that's it. Thank you for watching and listening to my ramblings. Hopefully I'll see you again sometime. 07 guys.